Libra, my beloved soul traveler, what if I told you that just one listening yes, just once could shift the entire financial trajectory of your life? Would you lean in? Would your heart know it before your mind could catch up? Because that is exactly the invitation before you today. This is not just another horoscope. This is a sacred moment written in divine timing, and your spirit recognized it. That's why you're here. If you've been seeing repeating numbers like 888 or 999, dreaming of endless staircases, slow opening doors, or sudden bursts of golden light breaking through the clouds, you are not alone. Those are not coincidences. They are signals from the higher planes, calling your soul into alignment with a destiny of wealth, peace, and deep inner fulfillment. The universe is not just whispering anymore, it is guiding you to a portal of abundance opening exclusively for Libra during the last days of this month, from October 29th to 31st. Let's be honest. You felt it. The energy around you has been shifting. Subtly at first, then louder. And now it's undeniable. Venus, your ruling planet, is about to form a powerful trine with Pluto, bringing with it one of the most profound financial resets your sign has seen in years. This isn't just about money, Libra. This is about breaking generational patterns of lack, releasing the burden of having to prove yourself, and stepping into a cycle where your energy alone becomes a magnet for miracles. And no, you're not imagining the timing. The stars are aligning for a sacred initiation. You've been chosen to walk through this gateway. This message is for you, the Libra who has given, who has waited, who has wondered if the tide would ever turn. It's turning now. And not slowly. Quickly. Radically. The energy is ripe. The door is open. And just by pressing play today, you've stepped into a field where manifestation begins to accelerate. I want you to know that your very presence here is not only sacred, it is powerful. Every like you leave, every comment you share, and every time you subscribe to this sacred space, you are reinforcing your alignment with this high frequency. You're not just watching this video. You are co-creating it with me. You are writing your own energetic contract with the divine. So pause for a moment, Libra. Take a breath. Feel the pull in your chest, that quiet but steady knowing that something meaningful is happening. And if even the smallest part of you feels stirred right now, let that be your confirmation. Go ahead and type into the comments, "I am ready to receive abundance." Don't overthink it. Just allow your soul to speak. That single act of declaration could be the shift that opens every locked door in your path. I see you. I believe in you. And I want to thank you truly for allowing Zodiac Whisper Tarot to be part of this journey. Your support, your presence, and your energy help sustain a sacred global network of spiritual seekers like you. It's because of you that we're able to share messages like this with thousands who need to hear them. So thank you, deeply, for every like, every subscription, and every ounce of faith you bring to this space. And Libra, trust me when I say this, you're going to want to stay with me until the very last second of today's reading. What the universe is about to reveal will move you, guide you, and quite possibly, change your life. So tell me, what divine pull brought you here today? Sometimes, the universe doesn't speak in thunder or lightning, it moves through quiet alignments, patterns of energy that unfold like a sacred clock, right on time. And dear Libra, what is unfolding for you in these final days of October is no ordinary moment. As we step deeper into this journey together, I want you to feel not just informed, but seen. This phase in your celestial story is what I call a financial recalibration, a moment written not just in stars, but etched into the core blueprint of your soul's readiness to receive. Venus, your ruling planet, the one that governs beauty, harmony, and value, sits forming a harmonious trine with Pluto, the planet of transformation, power, and deep emotional truth. When these two meet in the skies, especially in supportive angles like this, they don't just create change, they create irreversible breakthroughs. And in your case, it echoes across your relationship with money, worth, and the energetic contracts you've carried for generations. You may not even be aware of the inherited scarcity that has lingered in your energetic field. Perhaps your family struggled with finances, or perhaps abundance always came with guilt, tension, or hard work. But now you are being called to break that cycle. Not with force, but with understanding. Not with striving, but with surrender. There's a reason you've been dreaming of staircases that never end or doors that open slowly. These aren't just strange symbols, theory, metaphors your higher self is using to tell you something is shifting. You are being invited upward, toward new levels of receiving, but first, you must trust the process. When we open slowly, we build deeply. When we pause at the threshold, we gain reverence for what's to come. The light breaking through in your dreams? That's not fantasy, it's your soul remembering the abundance it was always meant to live in. The numerology of this time confirms it. You may have noticed the number 888 appearing more frequently in clocks, receipts, license plates, or even in random moments of scrolling. 8 is the symbol of infinity, of flow, of wealth that isn't hoarded or chased but shared and cycled. When you see 888, it's a call to remember that you are already part of this cycle. You don't need to enter it. You are it. Likewise, 999 marks the completion of a karmic lesson. It's the closing of one chapter so that another can finally begin. These numbers are not decoration, they are confirmation. The universe is speaking. Your soul is listening. And maybe, in the quiet spaces of your daily life, you've heard it too. A whisper while washing dishes. A pull toward reflection in the car. A sense that something important is coming, though you can't quite name it. Don't dismiss these moments. They are breadcrumbs leading you to this very portal. The final days of this month, October 29th to 31, a window of energetic opportunity so precise, so potent, that even one moment of belief can change everything. Now, I understand how easy it is to be skeptical in a world that rewards logic and effort. But I gently invite you to consider another possibility, that divine timing exists, and you are standing in the center of it. That grace often looks like letting go of what never really belonged to you. And that sometimes, the true act of courage isn't in doing more but in opening your hands and saying, I trust. If you've ever prayed for a sign that your struggles were seen, that your effort meant something, let this be that sign. The alignment of Venus and Pluto is no small event. It's the hand of the cosmos saying, you're ready. Ready to end the cycle of not enough. Ready to rewire your relationship with receiving. Ready to step into a wealth that is rooted not in fear or performance, but in soul-deep worthiness. You don't have to force this. You just have to remember it. And in remembering, you reclaim the abundance that has always been your birthright. Something about this moment, Libra, feels undeniably complete. Not in the sense of an ending, but in the way that a deep exhale follows a long and sacred journey. When the World card appears in a reading, especially for someone as energetically refined and karmically aware as you, it is not merely a symbol of conclusion, it is a mirror. A mirror reflecting the work you've done, the pain you've transmuted, and the quiet choices you've made to keep moving forward, even when the path wasn't clear. This isn't the end of your story, it's the proof that one chapter has come full circle so another can begin from a higher place. It's no coincidence that this card appears in your reading now, during this potent window of astrological transformation. The World reminds us that life moves in spirals, not straight lines. What you've been through, what you've learned, none of it was wasted. You are not the same soul you were a year ago. You are wiser, more receptive, more aligned with what you truly deserve. And here's the shift: you're no longer just a seeker of abundance. You're becoming a vessel through which abundance flows to you, and through you. That's what this next cycle is offering, a new energetic identity. One not rooted in scarcity or survival, but in purpose, clarity, and magnetic reception. Alongside the World, the Six of Pentacles arrives as a sacred whisper. What you've poured out with love, patience, and integrity is returning to you, often from unexpected directions. This card speaks of divine reciprocity. Think of the money you lent and never asked back, the time you gave without acknowledgement, the prayers you whispered for others when no one knew you needed prayers of your own. These were not forgotten. And now, Libra, the scales are rebalancing in your favor. The abundance coming to you may take many forms: a tax refund, an overlooked payout, an inheritance you didn't know you were part of, or perhaps a reconnection with someone who now offers you a golden opportunity. What's most important to understand here is that this energy isn't rooted in luck. It's born from alignment. You've been sowing quiet seeds for years, emotionally, energetically, spiritually. You've been walking in integrity when it would have been easier to compromise. That matters. In a world obsessed with outcomes, your journey, your patience has not gone unnoticed. And now, the law of circulation begins to respond. This is not just about receiving, it's about becoming available to receive without guilt, without apology, without shrinking yourself. In moments like these, I often recall a teaching I carry deeply in my heart. We are called to ask not because we lack, but because we trust. To knock, not out of desperation, but from certainty that the door will open when it's meant to. In the midst of daily busyness, it's easy to forget that divine timing is not a theory, it's a rhythm. And now, dear Libra, you are perfectly in step with it. Even if you can't see how it all unfolds, the evidence will arrive soon. Stay open. And as you sit with this message, I invite you to notice where in your life you've been quietly waiting for things to return, for blessings to find their way back to you. Let this be the moment where you release the need to chase. Instead, hold your palms open. You've already done the work. You've already proven your resilience. What comes next is not a reward, it's a realignment. It's the World, finally turning in your direction. And all you have to do is let it. There's something incredibly powerful about no longer feeling the need to chase. About realizing that what you've been reaching for has been circling you all along, waiting, not for you to do more, but to simply become available. That is the heart of this moment, Libra. After years, perhaps decades of effort, performance, and quiet self-questioning, you're being asked to lay it down. To release the striving and instead tune your presence into harmony with the frequency of what you desire. Because this phase of your journey is not about force, it's about frequency. And that shift changes everything. Libra, you've always been deeply attuned to energy, even if you don't call it that. You sense undercurrents in rooms, feel the subtle shifts in conversations, pick up the emotional landscape of those around you like a finely calibrated instrument. And now, this sensitivity is your greatest asset. Because the secret isn't in doing more, it's in aligning more. Alignment means being present in your truth. It means waking up each day not asking what you need to prove, but simply asking, what am I open to today? That subtle but profound question changes the tone of your entire being. It transforms you from a seeker to a receiver. Let me share a story with you. A woman, also a Libra, came to me after nearly a decade of financial hardship. She had tried every method, every plan, every hustle, and still felt like she was barely treading water. One morning, exhausted, she chose a different path. She stopped searching for the next strategy and instead sat quietly with herself. She wrote down a single sentence: I allow wealth to enter. She repeated it every morning like a quiet vow, not with desperation, but with trust. Within 1 week, an unexpected call came, a settlement from an old insurance matter she'd long forgotten. 6 figures. A door she hadn't even known existed, suddenly flung open. Now, was that a miracle? Or was it a reflection of what happens when your internal frequency aligns with receptivity instead of resistance? That is the true power of the law of attraction, not as a trendy concept, but as a natural law. What you embody becomes what you invite. The version of you who believes they must earn love, success, or safety through struggle will attract exactly that, conditions. But the version of you who simply exists in the truth that, I am worthy because I am, becomes a living invitation for blessings to flow without demand. There's also a deeper wisdom here, one that echoes through the lives of those who choose faith over fear. In my years of working with energy, I've seen it time and time again. The most profound shifts happen not when we push, but when we surrender. Not when we run faster, but when we become still enough to receive. Even in the quiet teachings of spiritual texts, we're reminded that provision comes not from worry, but from trust. That the lilies of the field do not labor, yet they are clothed in beauty. And perhaps, in your own way, you've reached that same turning point. The place where you no longer want to fight for enough but to believe you are already enough. So if you feel weary, take that as a sign not that you've failed, but that you're ready for a new way. Let go of the narrative that says you must chase, convince, or earn. You don't. Your energy speaks louder than your effort. Your belief speaks louder than your resume. And your calm, consistent presence sends a signal to the universe: I'm ready. I'm no longer asking for miracles with clenched fists, I am receiving them with open hands. There's something quietly revolutionary about starting your day with presence. Not urgency, not pressure, but a moment of intention so clear that the rest of your energy aligns with ease. This part of the journey, Libra, is less about prediction and more about participation. It's where you move from listening to living, from absorbing the message to embodying its frequency. The rituals we explore here are not complex or time-consuming, but they are sacred. Because it's not about how big your action is, it's about how clear your energy becomes when you anchor your morning in aligned frequency. Libra, you thrive in harmony. You are ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty and balance, and so much of your life has been spent trying to create that peace around you. But now, the invitation is to create it within. The morning visualization, 3 minutes of stillness, of seeing yourself surrounded by a glowing golden lake, of placing your hand on your heart and speaking with clarity is more than a meditation. It is a realignment. What you seek is also seeking you. That sentence, when spoken aloud, carries a vibration. You're no longer asking the world to notice you. You're letting it know, I'm here. I'm ready. I receive. The 444 breathing pattern is another powerful, simple step. Why? Because your nervous system is the gateway through which all abundance flows. When you breathe slowly, rhythmically inhale 4 counts, hold 4 counts, exhale 4 counts, you're telling your entire body, it's safe to receive. This is important. Most people miss that receiving isn't just emotional or financial, it's biological. If your body is in fight or flight, it will resist everything, joy, opportunities, even love. But when you slow the breath, you unlock the gates. The body softens, the heart opens, and you become a vessel for grace. Your words are spells, Libra. When you say, abundance is already mine. I am open. I am ready, you're not just affirming, you're anchoring. These are not wishful phrases. These are energy setters. Think of it like tuning a radio dial. Each affirmation shifts your inner frequency until you're fully resonant with the frequency of abundance itself. And here's the beautiful part. When your inner world is aligned, the outer world doesn't need to be forced. It flows to match you. Even the colors you wear can hold meaning. Blue silver softens and strengthens your throat chakra, place where truth is spoken, where needs are expressed, where boundaries are honored. Blush rose, gentle and sacred, harmonizes the heart chakra, center of trust, forgiveness, and vulnerability. These aren't just aesthetic choices. They are subtle declarations that say, I am open. I am intentional. I am tuned to receive love and speak my worth. And if you've ever doubted that small steps can make big shifts, remember this. I've witnessed lives transform through nothing more than consistent practice and quiet faith. I've known clients who began with just one sentence written on a mirror, one breathwork session, one whispered declaration, and within weeks, doors opened that logic could never explain. These aren't accidents. They're alignment in action. They're miracles made possible because someone chose to believe a little more than they feared. So Libra, let this be that moment for you. Comment below, I am ready to receive abundance. Let that be your energetic signature, your declaration to the universe. You don't have to know what's coming next. You only have to know that you're ready. And that readiness, held with sincerity and anchored in daily practice, becomes the bridge between where you've been and everything you're being called into. What if wealth was never the destination, but simply the doorway? Libra, by now you've begun to feel if this shift isn't just about what you can receive, it's about what you're being prepared to give. Because when abundance truly arrives, it doesn't stop at your bank account. It expands through you. It blesses those around you. It awakens a higher sense of purpose that turns every dollar, every decision, every dream into something sacred. Financial freedom, for a soul like yours, is never selfish. It becomes a channel. With more resources, you find yourself able to support your family not just with comfort, but with peace. You begin to invest in your calling not because it makes sense to others, but because it's aligned with your inner knowing. And perhaps most powerfully, you start to recognize how your abundance becomes a lifeline for others still swimming through the shadows you once knew so intimately. When you rise, others rise with you. And this is why cultivating inner abundance matters so deeply. Because the more stable and open you become, the more you become a source of restoration for your world. You're not just manifesting for yourself anymore, showing others what's possible when we stop living from fear and start living from expansion. Love enters in a different way too. When you're no longer searching for someone to fix or rescue, when you're no longer performing for approval or chasing connection from a place of lack, you begin to attract love that mirrors your healed energy. That is the kind of love that lasts because it was born from truth, not need. Even spiritually, we see this pattern echoed. Many stories, ancient or modern, speak of how healing came not from elaborate rituals, but from simple moments of faith. In one story, a woman reached out and touched the edge of something sacred, believing that even that smallest gesture could change everything. And it did. That's the quiet power of belief. Sometimes, the most transformative shifts begin with a whisper of hope followed by a small, consistent action, writing your intention, speaking your truth, holding the vision even before it manifests. So now, Libra, I invite you to hold a pen in your hand and craft the story before it's visible. In your journal, describe a day in your life after you've been financially liberated. Don't hold back. Write as if it's already real. Where do you wake up? What does your home look like? How do you spend your time? Who are you helping? How do you feel walking through that version of yourself, steady, calm, radiant, generous? This practice isn't fantasy. It's alignment. You're not escaping your reality, you're expanding it. Because when you begin to live from the future you desire rather than the past you've survived, you collapse time. You bring tomorrow into today, and the energy you emit becomes a magnet for opportunities that match the life you've already claimed on paper. This is how transformation begins, not in chaos, but in clarity. Not in force, but in faith. And so I leave you with this thought: your abundance is not separate from your calling. Your wealth is not separate from your love. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more powerfully you will be positioned to serve. Let your life become a living example of what happens when someone stops shrinking to fit into struggle and starts expanding to embody their divine design. Your mission is calling in now. Finally, you have the means to answer. And now, as we gently close this sacred space we've shared, I invite you to take a moment not just to reflect, but to choose. Because, Libra, the truth is this: no one else can open the door for you. The universe can align the stars, send signs, whisper numbers, or even bring you to this exact message, but only you can say yes. Only you can walk through. And that moment might be right now. What would change in your life if you stopped doubting your worth and started honoring your readiness? What would happen if, instead of waiting for more proof, you acted from the truth that you are already enough? That abundance, peace, love, and purpose are not destinations you have to earn, but frequencies you can match. And what if the practices you learned today, those quiet, steady rituals of breath, vision, affirmation, and intention, aren't just spiritual fluff, but actual tools to rewire your reality? Would you be willing to try them? Just for a few days. And see what shifts? Because you're not here by accident. You're here because something inside you was ready to remember. Ready to rise. ready to reconnect with a version of yourself that already believes, that already receives, that already knows they are capable of miracles. You don't have to figure everything out tonight. But you can take one step. You can breathe deeper. You can wear your colors with meaning. You can write your vision in the present tense. You can whisper, "I allow wealth to enter," even if your voice trembles. That tremble is not weakness. It is courage on the move. So before you go, I want to ask you something gently but clearly. What spoke to you today? What part of this message stirred something real in your chest? Was it the astrological alignment? The story of quiet transformation? The idea that abundance begins in your nervous system, not your paycheck? Or maybe it was the reminder that love walks in when you finally stop chasing it? Whatever it was, write it down. Claim it. Let it live beyond this video. And if you feel called, leave a comment below with your own affirmation. Maybe it's, "I'm ready." Maybe it's, "I'm no longer afraid to receive." Or maybe it's something completely your own. Let it be your energetic signature, your way of telling the universe, "I'm listening. I'm available. I'm saying yes." And if this message touched you, even in the smallest way, I kindly ask you to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, and share it with a fellow Libra, because sometimes, all it takes is one timely word to shift someone else's entire path. Your support means everything. Your energy is part of what sustains this channel and allows messages like this to reach the hearts that need them most. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your openness. And above all, thank you for your willingness to believe that your life can change, not someday, but right now. Because the door is open, Libra. And the key has always been in your hands.